Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. Tonight I'd like to talk about 4 or 5 stocks that I'm looking at to trade in the morning and later this week. We're using daily time frames, so don't worry about missing out on a day or two. Just get the temperature of the market for that day, and there's some long and short recommendations here. Also, I produce this list out on my Discord chat every single day. Well, let's get started. Before we do, I want to remind everybody that this is an education channel, and these are just my recommendations and what I'm going to do. And I'm sharing them with the hopes that it'll help you. My training has gotten better since I started sharing because I get that peer review and discussion. So don't hesitate to comment pro and con in the comment section. It helps the channel and it helps me. Now let's get started. Well, I talked about getting that temperature of the market. Today's temperature, the Nasdaq as after 4 or 5 days went up, and the S&P has went up after 4 or 5 days of being dragging down. The Dow, which is comprised of stocks that are solid stocks that have been solid stocks since the Depression, so it might be lagging a little bit. Anyway, it looked like a mixed day to me. As I said, I have a Discord chat. It's free, and I have a trade list out there that's produced and updated several times throughout the day. It looks like this, and it lists the RSI, which I kind of tended to favor because there's not as many trades, to give me some swings, and also the MACD is a very good indicator as well to give me some swings. You can see there are some shorts here, and then there's a stochastic which gives you a lot more singles, but doesn't seem to be any today. Well, there is a couple here. I don't have them highlighted only because I don't use it that much. So we're going to take a look at a few of these. Boeing and JD.com and eBay to start out. Boeing, it says there's a MACD short. Let's see if we agree with that. Here's the MACD. Here is the stochastic, and here is the RSI. Looks like we have earnings coming up. The MACD is above. It has a little red dot. That means it's a crossover and it's about to go this way. This is stochastics. It's above the 80. And come back around, and when it goes below the 80, that's a sign for a short. And the RSI above the 70, and when it goes below and crosses over the 70, it's time for a short. It's the opposite for a long. Below the 30 and crosses up, below the 20 and crosses up, and below the zero line with a crossover. I have my setups in a link below in the comments section, and you can set your charts up just like this. This is trading view. It's free, and then you get up to 3 indicators. This is a zigzag indicator. It's not an indicator because it uses the future to be the perfect indicator. All I use is visual. Right now, the zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. So, Boeing, is it going to go down or is it going to go up? This is just technically, and you can go ahead and do some research, further research, to see if you think Boeing is a strong prospect. In the short term, I do think it's going to go down. But in the long term, for the next decade, I think Boeing, by the way, I used to work for Boeing. I think Boeing is a good prospect for the long term. But right now, I think it's going to be short. Watch the earnings. Next one is eBay. It's a MACD short. Let's see what we got. Looks like we have earnings coming up soon. There's your crossover yesterday. Looks like we have some sort of support there. The RSI has crossed over, and so has the stochastic RSI. MACD says go down. Now, this is a retail stock, and for some reason, Etsy and eBay has been dropping for the last month or two. Is it finished dropping? It's anybody's guess. You can't predict the future by the chart anyway. All it can do is give you some kind of probability that things will occur or continue, or you can't predict the future with a bunch of lines. I don't know no one knows what's going to happen. And I think this week is going to be a lot of earnings reports Thursday and Friday. We got Powell talking tomorrow. I think this week is going to be mixed. So yes, I think eBay is a short for the near term. Again, watch that earnings. But people don't like to trade at the earnings. JD.com, a China stock, robot delivery. I haven't had very much luck playing it this year. Every time I say it goes down, it goes up. Well, we seem to have some kind of support there. Earnings, zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. That's when I like to take some action. Looks like the MACD is saying it's going to go up. The stochastic RSI overbought, so we don't know there, and the RSI is going up. If you believe in the 50% retracement theory, it should get up to about here. Let's see what tip ranks. That's 80. Let's see if tip ranks is saying it's going to go to 80. So the analyst forecast $108. It's currently at 69, 70 bucks. So there's some chance of going up. 14 people, 14 analysts, if you believe the analysts, are following this, says it's a strong buy. And it has a 7 ranking, that's pretty good. And the hedge fund activity has increased. We'd like to see that. The technicals have been beaten out, of course, and that's because the price is below the 200-day moving average. All this looks pretty good. So I don't think there's going to be much movement, but I do think it's going up a bit here. So for me, I'll take a small position in JD.com for a long. Let's see if we can find 2 more on my list. On my list, it has Oracle for a buy. And yesterday, I took Oracle for a short. You can see it here. And today, it went up. It went up 2%. And I just took this trade as a short yesterday. So my algorithm is saying long. I went short. I'll wait a couple days, see what happens. I went short because I think technology is not through being beat up. Today, it stopped. Will it stop, continue? I don't. It's tech has taken a beating, and I think it's going to continue taking a beating. But obviously, I was wrong today on Oracle. And the last one, let's see if I see one I like. This is a $9 stock, SABR. I haven't played it in a while. It's a cheapie. Let's take a look at it. MACD crossover a day or 2 ago. Got earnings here coming up. Stochastics, and it's overbought and now in the oversold. It's kind of jumping around there. And so is the RSI. The last 2 weeks it's been going up. Zigzag doesn't know what it's doing. That means it needs more data to be perfect. So I think SABR might be a short. And it appears that I'm short for tomorrow. On the list is Oracle for a long, and I'm short. JD.com for a long, Boeing for short, eBay for short, and SABR. What do you think of these trades? I'd really like to hear your opinion. Remember, out in Discord, there's a free listing of the stocks that I'm look out further. It's a list of ideas for the RSI, the MACD, and the stochastics. Some people like the stochastic. It's faster. I prefer RSI and MACD for my swings. And remember, do your own due diligence. Come up with your own strategy. My strategy is I like to swing trade, and I use the indicators of the MACD, zero lag, the stochastic RSI, and the RSI. And when they show me some indications, and I decide whether I want to take a trade or not. I like it when all 3 occur within a little bit of time, 2 or 3 days of each other. And my settings are in the description below. Hey, happy trading. What's on your watch list? We'll catch you on the flip. My trading has gotten better since I started sharing. Make sure you leave a comment.